Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Batman Legends of the Dark 50th issue anniversary special by Dennis O'Neil and Bret Blevins, with a host of talented artists supplying gag-worthy, sickening art on pinups. So I can't wait to show it to you. So subscribe to my channel, hit like. I'm going to cue the intro and I'll be right back.
MichaelFitzTroytv. Comic book art critiques. Snark, Zuck, and sarcastic ways. Representing geeky gaze. Sadie's comics rule the day. Hurry up and turn that page. MichaelFitzTroy.
Alright, I mean, we could almost stop right here at this gorgeous Brian Ballen cover. And I was thinking like Brian Ballen could probably just draw Joker for the rest of his life and nobody would like be mad at that. But this is great. I just love this. Okay, so 1993, so that explains the gold embossed cardstock cover. This is a anniversary issue, Legends of the Dark Knignt. I'll probably be covering a lot of these because I just found my whole collection. And I forgot, like, there's so much good art and great writing and amazing stories. And it was a really high point in the history of Batman. It's funny, looking at this, Ballen eventually made the switch to digital, and I'm kind of thinking this is post-digital, just the way it looks a little different, which I think is amazing that he didn't. I mean, I feel like sometimes artists switch to digital and it changes the way their art looks, and Brian Ballen was definitely not one of them. Don't quote me on that 100%. He did switch. He does work exclusively digital now, but I'm not 100% sure if this was or not. So anyway, images, Batman, what a great splash page of the frickin' Joker. A Tale from the Early Days by Dennis O'Neil, story, Bret Blevins art, colors by Digital Chameleon, Willie Schubert letters, Archie Goodwin and Kaplan editors. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. F. Scott Fitzgerald. I just said that because it had Fitzgerald in it, and I wanted to point that out. But this is giving me like the Joker, the man that laughs kind of vibes, the inspiration for the original Joker villain, and I love that. And I love Bret Blevins' art. It's funny because when I think of Bret Blevins, I think of, you know, New Mutants, and I think of Cloak and Dagger, and I think very sort of youthful, fresh, like a little cartoony, you know, like especially on the New Mutants, they all had like really big lollipop head and body, stick bodies, and I mean, totally fun art. I've always loved his art. But it's nice to see him do like this Batman and sort of, I don't know, just like flex different muscles. I like to see artists. I think Batman is like one of the most inspiring characters. Like, it always seems to bring out the best in artists. And why not? I mean, Batman's such a great character. He lends himself so well to so many different types of story. The reign of Superman is upon us. This absolutely did nothing for me at the time. John Bogdanoff and Dennis Janke art. I think John Bogdanoff is definitely one of those artists that I think I have more of an appreciation for now than I did when I was younger, because I felt like it was ugly compared to like the artists that he followed. But I mean, he's a legend. He's an industry veteran. He totally deserves props. And your taste in art changes as you get older and experience all different kinds of art and have new appreciation for everything. That looks like a fun Hawkman story. John Ostrander, Jan Duursema, and Rick Mcguire. Jan Duursema stands out to me because she was like one of the few females consistently working in mainstream comics, even though she did her own stuff, of course. But she did a lot of great stuff. I don't know, these Bret Blevins, I think another one of his great talents is like expressions. Like, there's so much empathy and emotion. Like, you can definitely, like, the hallmark of a good comic book is being able to tell what's going on by not reading the captions, and this flows very nicely, and you can totally, if not verbatim, at least get a general sense of what's happening, or the general tone and knowing what's going on. That is some crazy good Joker mouth right there. I love it. Good Alfred too. And I love the coloring. Like, this is a really quality book. I just love Legends of the Dark Knight. If you're a Batman fan and you're thirsting for a good Batman, definitely check out Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. Like, the entire series was pretty much consistently good throughout. I think I might have probably fell off the end. You know how that always happens, but I guess not always, but sometimes happens. I think it went longer than I thought it did. But I was here up until at least issue 50, so it would seem. This is like some pretty good, edgy art. Like, I feel like Blevins deserves a lot of acclaim for this. I really enjoy his art. It's fun. You know, they have that new X-Men Legends book where they're kind of revisiting stories and eras from the X-Men's history. I feel like it was supposed to be a Chris Claremont forward book, and now it's kind of like being jumbled up. I hope he does some more. But I would definitely love to see like Louise Simonson and Bret Blevins do a New Mutant story. That would be dope, man. That would be so dope. Here we come to the amazing frickin' pinup gallery. And we have Jim Lee doing Batman. Who doesn't love Jim Lee doing Batman? And this was before, you know, he was like doing a lot of Batman before Wildstorm became part of DC, I believe. Obviously, this is his death blow influenced art, which, you know, some people have a problem with. Some people like it. I'm all for any artist wanting to flex a different set of muscles. And, you know, he didn't outright rip it off. So, I mean, kind of in a way, but it's still good enough that you kind of don't care, if that makes sense. Who is this? Howard Chaykin. Wow, that's so cool. I love Howard Chaykin. That didn't stand out to me as instantly recognizable as Chaykin, but I guess you can see some of those lines on the leg definitely speak Chaykin. And this is Phil Winslet, very detailed, great artist. In loving memory of Thomas and Martha Wayne. I have like ill feelings towards Thomas and Martha Wayne just because I've seen the origin so many times of them getting shot in the alley. I mean, it's almost to the point where when I see it now, I almost want to reach through the screen and like grab the gun and shoot him myself and be like, okay, just bring on Batman already. Very cool Kevin Mcguire art here. I love this. Like, check out all the faces and the detail, which Kevin Mcguire is definitely known for his, like, ability to capture expressions well, too. And then Batman is very, like, almost in complete silhouette. That's a great juxtaposition. I don't know if there could have been a better color than orange, even though blue and orange are complements on the color wheel, but I'm assuming that was probably the choice there. So at least it looks good together, right? At least we know that. P. Craig Russell, another amazing artist. I mean, this is like a treasure trove of great artists here. Ed Hannigan and John Beatty, that's cool. Ed Hannigan is another artist that I appreciate more now, I think, as an adult in retrospect, even though he's always been a great artist. Now, this one is very interesting to me, and this is my favorite kind of art contribution. It's penciled by Bob Wiachek, who is an amazing inker, industry veteran, been around forever. Inked Byrne a lot, inked Paul Smith on the X-Men, inked Simonson on X Factor. Maybe they were working together at the time, and this is how this happened. But I love, because a lot of inkers, part of being able to ink well is being able to know how to draw, even if you're not a penciler. So a lot of inkers are, you know, pencilers who just, I don't know, found out they were better at inking or sort of faster at inking, because at the end of the day, you do have to make a paycheck. And I just thought that this was really fun. I mean, very heavy silhouettes, so you're not seeing a ton of like what his drawing ability might be. And I'm wondering, like, how heavy-handed Walt Simonson's influence was. But it's still a fun pinup, nonetheless. Sandy Plunkett. I'm familiar with that name. I can't mention like any runs, or I know I've seen the name, and I've always appreciated the art. I've always liked Sandy Plunkett's art, and as you can see here, I mean, what's not to love? It's very cool. Great composition, great, use of negative space and the spotting of blacks. Like, all these things are important. They come together just to make a striking image. Tim Bradstreet, love Tim Bradstreet. This is a pretty crazy looking Batman. It's funny because he almost looks like he has sort of like a pooch or something there. So definitely grim and gritty, street level, exactly what you would expect from Tim Bradstreet. If you remember him from like the Punisher covers and just Hellblazer covers and a few Hellblazer issues maybe. Some Vertigo stuff. I don't know what he's been up to lately. I haven't seen him around in a long time, but I've always loved his art. Brian Stelfreeze, another great artist. I think he was definitely a member of Gaijin Studios, one of my favorite houses of artists that included like-minded artists like Adam Hughes and Joe Phillips and Jason Pearson and Cully Hamner and Carl Story. They were just all excellent artists. What's this? Images written. That's kind of weird, huh? Just like I guess we needed an extra page. I don't know. Schultz. Sorry. I can't know everything, guys. So, Mark Schultz. Mark is the award-winning creator of Xenozoic Tales and Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Okay, now I'm embarrassed. I should know that. Yeah, for sure. And so he included a dinosaur. It's funny, I think a lot of comic book artists love to draw like monsters and dinosaurs and stuff. And so it's fun when they get to do that. Kevin Nollan, the frickin' master. I love Kevin Nollan. This is like so funny. I love, like, of course Catwoman would have like a dungeon or something. I don't know. She's got Batman tied up, and there's Robin. Can you see Robin's little face here? He's like, ooh, dope. That would have been perfect if he was like, dope. I'm pretty sure Kevin must have inked or colored this himself as well, because he's, a great colorist, and that's definitely his sort of drab, muted, yet insanely bright at the same time palette, if that makes any sense. So crazy, I know. Anyway, Bloodlines, that doesn't even look worth mentioning. I was never a great big Legion of Superheroes fan. Not because I dislike them, it's just I never knew where to jump on, and it just seemed too intimidating, so I said screw it. Mike W. Kaluta, that's amazing. I love his art, very gothic and perfect for his style right there. And we get to end on a major high note with this beautiful shot of Batman by Mike Zeck. I love Batman. He's like all big and beefy and just like, I don't know. You could probably just feel the heat like 2 feet off his body if he walked past you. He's just, and hear the crunch of his cape and his boots. Like, Mike Zeck is just so cool. I did a video on his Captain America Wolverine Annual 8 not too long ago, and I just love his art. Kraven's Last Hunt. I mean, so many great things. We definitely all need a little more Batman Mike Zeck. Actually, he did a couple issues of Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, and I will definitely cover those coming up. So, beautiful Zipatone. I love Zipatone so much. It's such a classic hallmark of comic book art. So great. This was such a fun issue. This is how you do a good anniversary issue. Have a Brian Ballen cover, probably at the time the most popular Batman artist, a great lead story, an amazing host of pinups by comic book legends. Such a good one. If you come across this, you should definitely pick it up. Totally worth it. And if you haven't read Batman Legends of the Dark Knight and you are a fan, I couldn't recommend it enough. So thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, hit like, share my content, and I'll bring you some more later. All right, thanks guys.